Well, I got a lot of stuff to tell y'all about some things that are percolating, particularly in free agency. We will get into all of that as today's show progresses because you need to know. And I'm going to be here to tell you. 888-SAY-ESPN. Again, that's the number to call up. That's 888-729-3776. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive's Home Insurance. Get your quote at progressive.com today. Time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, no contracts. Ladies and gentlemen, I was wrong. Let's start off the show right there. I was wrong. And I was wrong because I actually thought that this series between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Toronto Raptors was over after game one. Milwaukee had a week off. They were a bit rusty. They showed it in game one when they only hit 25% of their three-point shots. And then you had Kyle Lowry drop 30. You had Kawhi Leonard drop 31. And Toronto still managed to lose that game. And I was of the mindset, you know something? This ain't going to be no damn series. Toronto don't have the horses. They don't have anybody to help Kawhi. They don't have anybody else other than him to stop the bleeding. What the hell are they going to do? That's what I was thinking. And then game two comes in, and Milwaukee just ramrods the Toronto Raptors, blows them out of the state of Wisconsin. Just beat them up. Jumped out to a 35-21 lead in the first quarter and never looked back. Up by 25 at halftime. Never looked back. And I said, damn, this ain't even a game. And then game three showed up, and I predicted that Toronto would win that game because that's the one game in this series I thought they would win. And they handled their business on their home court. Although Kawhi Leonard got hurt early in that game, came down, looked like his knee buckled on the floor a little bit. And as a result, he didn't seem to be himself the rest of the game. But still played valiantly, still defended against the Greek Freak, still held the Greek Freak to 1 of 9 shooting whenever he was guarding the Greek Freak. Giannis Antetokounmpo for those second consecutive bad game. I thought Middles would be 3-1, going Gasol suddenly has hit 3. He's hit 7 3-pointers in the last 2 games. Games 3 and 4, Marc Gasol has hit 7 3-pointers. Then you got a situation where you're looking at guys like Norman Powell. Shot 13 3-pointers, only hit 4, but damn was he aggressive. You look at Fred VanVleet, he hit a couple of threes. You look at the production off the bench. Overall, Milwaukee got outscored 48-23. Brogdon got held to 4 points. Ilyasova was a non-factor. Danny Green, what was he doing? And still Toronto won. Eric Bledsoe has not been impressive, to say the least. And Toronto has now notched the series. Now, if you pay attention, you see what has transpired. And what has transpired is very, very simple. Whether it's Brook Lopez, whether it's Mirotic, I don't know why I keep mispronouncing his name, Mirotic. Whether it was Ursanas Ilyasova, you put these guys in situations where they got to guard, you switch, and you make sure they're guarding somebody on the ball. They can't do it. They can't do it. And as a result, it takes. This is what we're looking at when we're talking about the Milwaukee Bucks right now. And the only thing, if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, that looks good for you right now is that Kawhi Leonard may not be healthy. He may have done damage to that left leg. We don't know yet. But he was hobbled all last night. And somehow, some way, you got to figure it out. This is what the situation is right now. The Milwaukee Bucks went from having this series locked up after 2 games to being on the brink of elimination. The series is tied 2-2. It goes back to Milwaukee Thursday night. They've got to show up. And oh, by the way, let's not let the Greek Freak off the hook. Yes, he had 25 and 10. He started out in the first quarter with about 10, 12 points. He was relatively quiet the rest of the way. That's number one. Number two, they were a minus 19 with him on the court. That almost never happens. Number three, Middleton had 30. They were still a minus 17 with him on the floor. Number four, Brogdon, where was he? Ilyasova, where was he? Connaughton, where was he? Bledsoe, where is he? This is what the situation is. It's not pleasant right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you, it's not pleasant at all. And the Toronto Raptors are on the cusp of taking a 3-2 lead in this series. The Milwaukee Bucks have to show up. And by the way, all of this noise I was making about how the Milwaukee Bucks would win the world championship if it wasn't for KD, if KD is not healthy, I take it back. Ain't nobody beating the Golden State Warriors. Nobody's beating them. Unless the Golden State Warriors suddenly can't shoot. Nobody's beating them. Because you see, that's really, really the difference, ladies and gentlemen. You watch the Milwaukee Bucks, they're missing free throws. Golden State ain't missing free throws. Perimeter shooting disappearing because they're contested shots with somebody in one of their faces for Milwaukee. That ain't going to make Golden State miss shots. You take away one playmaker, what you going to do with the others? That ain't going to happen to Golden State. When you look at Looney and you look at Cook and you look at McKinney and you combine that with Draymond and Clay and Steph, and Iguodala's going to be back now. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got problems. We got problems. Not only can the Golden State Warriors be expected to win the championship, they might steamroll through the East. They might sweep people. We didn't expect them to sweep Portland. Got my man Charles Barkley on the air giving apologies because he swore Portland was going to win, was going to go to the finals. That's not what happened here. Because Golden State is something special. They make shots. They make shots. And so somehow, some way, you're going to have to figure all of this out. Because if you don't, Lord help you. 888-SAY-ESPN is the number to call this. 888-729-3776. You are listening live to the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News. I want to get to another subject because Kevin Durant is in the news for different reasons at this particular moment in time. He's in the news for different reasons. And I think it's important that we recognize this.